Greetings, I'm Solidus Skully, and welcome back to Tormented Souls after a very long hiatus, but yes, this is post-Kingdom Hearts 2 and we are now recording in the season of the Spook. Or Skully Spookfest, I forgot which one I called it. But yeah, this is where I made an admitted fuck-up. And again, as you can probably no doubt tell with Caroline's other outfits, yeah, this is the re-recording thing that I mentioned previously, so... yeah, for those of you wanting to see Caroline in some sexy new threads, well, here you go. It is also an opportunity I also wanted to take to show off a new weapon that we have, which you're technically meant to unlock on a New Game Plus, but you can unlock it on your first playthrough if you're able to, but yes, this is a modified nail gun. I'll get into how it pretty much flows and functions a little bit later on, but to kind of get to brass tacks, it's pretty much the same as Leon's modified handgun from Resident Evil 2. I mean, it pretty much fires like 3 nails per button press, so yeah, pretty much enough to take down most foes, but the only real trade-off is that you have to sacrifice 3 nails in order to, well, reload it. But I mean, again, the power that it does give off, I mean, it pretty much knocks most enemies down flat on their face, and for the ones that don't, well, I mean, even using a full clip will pretty much, you know, keep you on the safe. So, yeah, trade-off ammo consumption for more power. See, look at that. Knock down the hop-alongs in 1 second flat. But yeah, I mean, just use that in tandem with your 40 whacks with a wet noodle, Caroline, and you should be pretty freaking sweet. Anyway, excuse me. My throat's a bit groggy today. And speaking of things today, it's time for an interview with Bertram Wildburger, who was, I suppose, the original founder of the hospital, because after this one mysteriously burned down, Bertram decides to be doing God's work. Which makes me wonder, could the old priestly gentleman be Bertram Wildburger? Well, I mean, he might be a man of God, but he isn't a priest, because otherwise we probably would have seen him at some point. Or maybe we will see him. Again. It is quite curious, actually, to see how... actually, I'm just trying to think about the timeline of the events of, you know, the Tormented Souls storyline here, so, I don't know. I'll consider it a little bit later, but, I guess maybe this was probably meant to be a more official, front for what a lot of Bertram's operations were doing at the moment, because again, as we heard in, Anna Wildburger's diary, yeah, some sinister urges were going on, and, well, we might not like it very much. And of course it's here where we get to see not 1 but 2 new enemies. I'm not sure what to call them, I'm gonna call... I mean, I don't know if these enemies have any official names, but, yeah, I'm pretty much just calling them by, well, what I want to call them. Hence Hopalongs, Clawfingers, what are these things? I'm gonna call them the Pufferfish. Because, I mean, as you can see, they pretty much extend their spikes out like that. And, yeah, it's a pretty damaging attack. So pretty much just keep your distance. This is where the dodge mechanic actually comes really in handy, because... well, again, they have a bit of a charge-up time before they unleash their, protruding spikes, so... yeah, that was pretty much good. I mean, if you get them knocked down, I would recommend giving them the 40 whacks with a wet noodle, but I mean, apart from that, though... yeah, just keep your distance, keep it freaky, stay sleazy, and, well... pip them from a distance, because otherwise you'll be taking a lot of damage, and, well, it can be a bit frightening. Anyway, as you can hear, somebody's stomping around. And this does admittedly lead into a bit of a puzzle that I'm ashamed to admit I didn't actually catch on the first time through, but, yeah, pay attention to the gentleman in the gas mask and radiation suit walking around this body. You have no idea what it means, he can't even see us, allegedly, nor can, Caroline see him. Very curious. No, and it seems that the Father Christian man doesn't really seem to give a shit, so let's, ask him about it.
Father, what's going on here? Why is that weird man walking around the operating table with that weird chandelier in his hands?
What are you talking about, child? I don't see anything.
You don't see the man on the other side of the glass?
My child, this place is giving you hallucinations. You must rest.
I don't know what's real or what is a product of my imagination, Father.
Let me tell you a story. Hundreds of years ago, this island was inhabited by a tribe. One night, the moon could not be seen in the night sky, and the world was plunged into darkness. The shaman of the tribe, those with special blood, danced around their dead, willing their bodies to rise and walk the earth once more.
That sounds terrifying.
Well, thank you, Father Christian Man. I'm sure Caroline's gonna have lots of lovely dreams when she goes to sleep tonight. Assuming the Clawfingers, Pufferfish, and fucking Hopalongs haven't already made her lose her sleep already. But, yeah, anyway, what Father Christian Man was talking about right there was pretty much the key to a puzzle that I'm ashamed to admit I didn't actually figure out on my first playthrough. I mean, again, what he was talking about, you know, with the story of the Tismet tribe and, you know, the shaman dancing around the dead to revive them, yeah, that was pretty much meant to be a parallel with what was going on in the next room over with Radiation Suit Dude, pretty much trying to revive the corpse. I think it probably would have connected the dots, at least with me a little bit, if you maybe saw the body on the operating table twitching a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe some people smarter than I have already picked up on that before on their first playthrough when, well, others didn't. Ho-hum, much to my shame, I am not perceptive or smart. But yeah, I mean, I do remember on my first playthrough I was pretty much running about all over the shop, long since killing my get the game completed in under 3 hours trophy achievement thing, and, well, hanging my head in shame. Deary me. But in any case, it's on to more mythos things, as it seems that Maria Wildberger has contracted a rare disease. Or so William thinks, and this is the point where he pretty much dedicates his life to not only, well, he pretty much gives up on the search for his daughters, who have pretty much gone missing at this point, and pretty much does all his work in service of curing his wife. I mean, that's not to say that William Wildberger became completely closed off to the world, but, well, let's just say that the man is fraught with grief and desperate to find a cure. I mean, they never do specify what disease it is, so it seems that there might be some shenanigans afoot, if the mentions of rituals and the shaman of the Tismet tribe is to be believed. But of course he can't let her go, not even if she loves him. He loves her. Wow, can't believe God, it's been years since I last listened to that Slipknot song. But in any case, we've got more things to explore, including an alternate route to the operating room, which is where we will begin the ritual in earnest. After all, that's where the girls were to be taken. But first, another reading from the Tismet tribe. So, yeah, not only do we have confirmation at this point that this is where the dead can walk the earth again with death rituals, but yeah, I suppose this is where the game takes the full dive into occultic practices. And, yeah, also to do with bloodlines and everything. Which probably says something about Caroline and, well, it does kind of make the twist a little bit more obvious, but I'll keep it under my hat for the time being and, play the fool. Although I think anybody with any sense of supernatural horror plotting would probably already clock onto this. I mean, if not from the first cutscene, the moment we met Caroline, then at the very least, well, at this point when we have a lot of hints towards what's going on in the future. What is this? Well, they did mention blisters and burns all over Maria Wildberger's body, so, is this her? Well, we'll never know. Farewell, burn victim. May you join Anakin Skywalker, Freddy Krueger, Smoke Juby, whatever. But anyway, we seem to be in the room, but there are no girls. But you got shotgun shells though, and again, from that little doll over there, we do as a matter of fact have the final parts that we need to construct a makeshift shotgun made out of sulfur and steam pressure. Nice camera work, by the way. I really like the way this area is framed, but yes indeedy, what is this? Yeah, we appear to have a very Frankenstein-looking gentleman on the operating table. And yeah, it's also the main villain on the front cover of the game, so yeah, we finally get to see what Adam Frankenstein here is all about. But again, as the priest had mentioned, turn off the lights when the moon was blanketed by darkness. And again, what you have to do is pretty much follow the motions of, well, the radiation dude. Again, just walk around him in a circular motion. I don't know if it doesn't matter which direction you go or if you have to be following the direction I'm doing here, but yeah. You can see him start to rise to life. Rise. Rise, my creation. I am Dr. Frankencaroline. Frankenwalker. Actually, that's what I might name the part, actually. Dr. Frankenwalker. It's alive! It's alive! And, yeah, Frankenwalker here is actually a bit of a pain in the ass to defeat because he's one of the more powerful bruisers in the game. And, well, he's got blades for hands, and, well, he's pretty quick on his feet. Unlike the... Well, he's quick on his feet, but he's also powerful, so, like, he's a mixture between the pufferfish and the clawfingers. Well, I mean, he's fast, but I mean, he's not like, you know, scamper across the floor or anything, but, he does take a fair few bullets to take down, so, I mean, it's made easy here because we do have the modified nail gun, but, well, at the same time, though, yeah. He gets knocked down, but he gets up again. I forgot how that song goes, but then there it is. Scalpel on the table. You gotta go pick it up so we can get right down to the plot again and cut open the entrance to the basement. I don't know why. I'm singing the Chumbawamba song that is a scalpel, whatever. Anyway, that was, well, again, you're gonna be seeing more Frankenwalkers throughout the game, but, yeah, it's just an introduction to hell. Oh no, by the way, I am going to be switching back to my regular file because, I mean, I am saving at the end of this, but this was pretty much to catch right back up to where I was beforehand, so, yeah, you'll be seeing Caroline in that stunning dress once again. Anyway, now that we've found the scalpel, if you don't know what to do at this point, you can pretty much just go to the priest and he'll tell you where to go, like all good game design should do. Anyway, this is our shotgun. Something that I pretty much recommend you save as your powerful enemy buster, slash... something you primarily save either for boss situations or, well, Frankenwalkers or the pufferfish, because, well, you don't really want to be dealing with them when they get close to you. That's all I'm gonna say for now.
That's an interesting knife you found. Do you know what it was used for?
I don't know, Father. What really matters is that I couldn't find the girls. I'm afraid I've lost their trace.
Not entirely. If my sight doesn't fail me, that knife belonged to the founders of this hospital. Their use inside the operating room was forbidden long ago, but I've heard that they are still used for autopsies. In the morgue, you might find a clue that could lead you to the girls.
I don't really want to go to the morgue right now, but if there's a slight chance of finding anything in there, I'll go.
I have heard rumors of dark experiments carried out in the morgue. Be careful.
Thank you, Father.
So, now we have to go down to the morgue. Just the perfect place that anybody would love to go to in a horror game. But yeah, because, you know, apparently using the lighter on the fucking ropes was just so inconsequential, now we pretty much have to use the scalpel. Which, does actually have quite a bit more use than you might imagine. Especially in regards to, well, what it was initially used for, because, yeah, without spoiling anything, it was used to cut out Caroline's eye. And what became of it, well, we'll just have to find out. Yeah, you can usually tell, when the pufferfish are in the room when they have that little breathing sound effect, which you, well, again, you probably wouldn't have heard it over me waffling on, but, yeah, that was what we heard in the library, where we found out that the girls are ready for their operation, and it seems they're in the morgue, which probably means that Caroline might be too little too late, and considering the fact that, well, most of this pretty much went down in the early 80s to the 70s, yeah, probably a bit too late to save them. But yeah, depending on how lucky you are in terms of the shotgun and taking down the pufferfish, you can either get them down in a one-hit kill, or, failing that, you at least knock them down quick enough for you to basically do 40 whacks with a wet noodle. And of course, it's here where we begin to learn not just about, well, the girl having a birthday party at Maria's 15th, but also about Maria's side of the family with her father Noah Morissette, who, at least back around that point in time, became the town priest. Although, again, he seems to have disappeared, and if, well, his religious beliefs were anything to go by, it seems that he's the one at the centerfold at the girl's operation to sacrifice them to their god. But again, you know, I mean, considering the friendly priest that we have now, I'm pretty sure that it's, Boitram. I mean, otherwise, why else would he be in the hospital? I'm sure Noah's somewhere around here, deep in the dark and the mysterious candlelight. Yeah, now that we've pretty much opened that pathway, we have a direct route down to, the main hall. And again, it's, I'm sure I've said this time and time again. I mean, it has been a while since I've recorded. But, yeah, I just love how well-designed the mansion and layout of the game is. Like, it just makes area traversal an absolute breeze, and even when you do have to backtrack at times, it's not really too strenuous. It's pretty much just here, there, and back again. And, it's swift and clean, with no caffeine. Because the coffee machines don't work, and, we still can't get a maximum soda. Like the nobodies. I'm still practicing my Christopher Lee voice. It might not be Kingdom Hearts 2, but damn it, I will try my hardest. But in any case, that'll pretty much do us for this session of Tormented Souls, so, yeah, we're gonna have a save of the game, Caroline will document her thoughts, and, well, in the meantime, we're gonna be pretty much changing outfits and, going back to the regular save file, as you can see right there. Ignore the graveyard one, that's, spoiler territory. So anyway, I'm Solidus Skully, keep it new metal, and I'll catch you later.
I don't know what just happened. There was a dead creature lying on an operating table. It had blades for hands. After circling the body 3 times, it rose and tried to kill me. I found an old scalpel. The priest told me it would have been used in the basement morgue. I should find some leads about the girls there.